Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and a quick random destruction for you today. I'm in the T-54 lightweight. It's a tier 9 matchup on Scorpion Pass, and tier 9 matchup for a light tank, a tier 8 light tank should I say, basically means that you're top tier. Now I think this is the second game I played in my T-54 lightweight. I've not got it fully upgraded. I've got the first of the upgrade packs on it, which gives you the better engine. But I still need to get the tracks, so at the minute I'm working with 48 degrees hull traverse instead of, what does it go up to? I think it's about 50, yeah 50. 48 degrees of turret traverse, which doesn't really change, and I've got a slight decrease in the rate of fire on this gun. It's a 100mm with 175 pen and 250 damage, 7.3 rounds a minute I think it is, and it's quite a well armoured little thing as well. 80mm of well sloped armour on the front, 60 on the sides, which, you know, is good for light tank standards. Obviously there's better armoured things than this at tier 8. 45 on the rear, but a good turret, 160mm on the front, 120 on the sides, only 60 on the rear. It's basically a scaled down T-54 that's lost roughly half its armour for a large increase in manoeuvrability. And like I say, this is the second game I played in it, and I really do like this thing. It is a brilliant little tank. So, Scorpion Pass, not one of my favourite maps. And I've popped up here to see if I can spot anything, get a spot on well, my big brother, a T-54. He's going to come around here. I've not been seen yet. Oh, now I have. I've got Sixth Sense. Not got a brilliant light tank crew though. Sixth Sense, I think I've got full camouflage. I'm working on off-road driving. I took a bounce from something over in that direction where that tank destroyer's just popped up, in fact. So I'm going to get back down off this ridge and see if I can do some damage to those tank destroyers over there. There's Störe Meal, which I'll definitely be able to penetrate. Get a nice hit on it. I tracked him instead. My crew, when I played this match as well, I was a bit cheap and didn't pay gold to put them into the tank, so they're not at 100% either. In fact, like I say, this was the second game I played in it, I think. Managed to get one through the front of the AT-15. They seem to have a weakness around the gun mantle on those. So I think my crew's about 78%, something like that. Managed to get another one into him. That one bounces though, and went slightly wide I think. And he's giving me a side though, but it's at a funny angle and he's moving, it just bounces. That Ferdinand's popped back up now. I'll struggle to get through the upper structure of one of those, but when he gives me his lower plate I managed to get a lucky one through it. That was quite lucky, although he's taken a couple of big hits from something else. That AT-15's just been finished off. There's an object 704 over that way. I don't want to get in front of his gun, and I decide to go and try and flank that Ferdinand. So I'll climb up here, and yeah, I just got that itch between my shoulder blades, or something was about to just slam into the side of my tank. But no. So I'll drop back a little bit. I think it was that T-54 that spotted me, that's sparring with that Motherland down there. So I managed to drop back just out of sight of those tank destroyers and put a couple of shots into the T-54 and finish him off. And then something else spots me around here. And at the time, I don't know why, I didn't really notice that heavy behind me. I'm not sure if that's what spotted me, but I was obviously out of his line of fire, which is always nice. You don't want a high tier heavy tank putting any shells into the back of yours. Definitely not. And this is where I have a bit of a derpy moment. I can see where I am on the map, and I'm trying to get round to flank that object 704, but I just got a bit lost all of a sudden and just had a complete brain fart and couldn't figure out quite where I was. So I did a little derpy bit there, and I was going to drop back down that way to come round, but I changed my mind because I've seen on the map there was a heavy heading towards our base. And then artillery starts running, so I know that something's wrong back there, and I get a feeling, because I was going to go up on that rise and try and shoot that tank destroyer across the way, but then I think better of it, and I think, no, do you know what, I've got to get back to base, just in case something tries to cap us. So whatever that heavy was, is either going to go for arty or is going to go for a cap, and arty's running away, so I'm assuming he's going for cap, and then a wild E75 appears as if from nowhere, and I don't really have much of a choice, so I decide to take him on. Put one into his side, he starts swinging his gun around the other way, so I turn around and go back around him, and I am just wishing that I'd got the track upgrade on this for that extra track traverse here, because this gets a little bit scary. He manages to put one into me. I keep out of the front of his gun and keep managing to put them into his side and his rear, but if I'd have got those that extra couple of degrees track traverse, this would have been a hell of a lot easier. And he misses. Managed to get another one on his side and get in front of his gun again. Oh, and then he starts turning his hull and his turret back the other way, so I've got to back up, zip past his gun, and I'm not sure why he's not firing, but I'm wondering if I've damaged his ammo rack or maybe killed his loader, because surely he should have fired again. Oh my, this is close, and I managed to finish him off. I have no idea why I didn't fire. I've got to have damaged something or killed his loader, because surely he would have reloaded then, and he could have put one straight into the front and he would have had no problem penetrating. And while that was going on, we did indeed start getting capped, but our team are capping as well. But as you can see on the map, there are a couple of enemy tanks down there, and enemy artillery is still in play. So, and I think the cap just got reset once then already, so I think, right, I need to go and reset our cap, because if those guys start getting picked apart, because there's still 3 tank destroyers left, and there's a heavy unaccounted for, well, 2 heavies unaccounted for, but I'm pretty sure one of them is in our base. Like I say, if our cap keeps getting reset when we're capping, this guy could actually win, and that's a lot of the word capping there. And this is where I get a bit of a rush of shit to the brains and pick a fight that I'm probably not going to win against this Black Prince, because they might be slow, but they've got a pretty damn good hull traverse, and the turret traverse is pretty good as well, and it is very rapid fire, decent penetration. I managed to get a couple of hits into him, but I am done. But I achieved my objective. I reset the cap. I bought our guys more time. I mean, obviously we would have capped it anyway because we've got 3 there, but the enemy team were trying to reset the cap, so fingers crossed here that our cap does not get reset and that we can actually cap out. Timing down, it looks like from the map they've destroyed whatever was trying to shoot at them, and we cap out for the win. So not a bad round at all, really. Quite fun actually, especially dancing around with that E75. That was some damn good fun. So I get an op done there, sweep the leg, which then gives me a little bit of extra XP. Second class mastering sniper, just shy of 3,500 damage done. Not a bad little round, and came top of the table as well, which is always nice. But yeah, not bad to say. It was only the second game I played in my T54 lightweight. I've played a few more since, and I just like it more and more every time I go in it, and I can't wait to get it fully upgraded. In fact, I'm not far off now, just a couple of thousand XP I think, and that should do it. Got one more coming up for you in a moment, and it's a little merry jaunt in the Matilda. Oh, and the E75, as you can see there, yeah, looks like I damaged his ammo rack, and that's why I didn't get another shot off at me. That was quite lucky, otherwise I could have been a goner for sure there. Alright, on to that next replay. So we're on Great Wall, standard battle, tier 4 matchup, and I'm in a platoon with my wife again. And the reason we're in Matilda's is because I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that my wife goes on my World of Tanks sort of profile on the PlayStation. She does have her own PlayStation profile, but she was playing World of Tanks on mine and had her own tank sort of on my profile. And recently she decided to basically start it off herself and start going through the tank lines. And she's going through the British tank line that leads through the Matilda, the Churchill tanks, up to the Black Prince, etc. And she'd reached the Matilda basically, so she wanted me to platoon up with her, and I do enjoy platooning up with her, it's good fun. So I went in my Matilda, and, well, don't have to give me much of an excuse to take the Matilda out. I do like this tank, it is damn good fun. Really rapid fire gun, low damage, but it very, very quickly builds up. And it is so tough, especially in a tier 4 matchup like this. It is a very, very tough tank. But it is also very slow. So, you know, again, it's one of those tanks where you have to plan a little bit about where you're going to go. So we've decided to come around the back way here. But yeah, get this in a tier 4 game and it is very tough. There's not many tanks you have to be afraid of. I think it's something ridiculous like 75 mil of armour all round or something stupid like that. It is a very trolly little tank, and here's my first victim, a T-28. Get a few shots into him, trying to track him to keep him in place so I can just keep pummeling away, but he manages to back off. A tank destroyer taken care of down there. Oh, another T-28. And as you can see, I'm taking shots into my right flank at, to be honest, a pretty crap angle, you know. That's not really going to deflect much at that angle. But all they seem to be doing is damaging my tracks, taking a very little bit of damage. The T-28's back. I managed to track him this time. Taking a few shots in my other flank. But not really taking any damage to speak of. So I'm pretty confident to just sit and finish these guys off. Damage the Stuart's ammo right there. Don't manage to get another shot into him. Angle a little bit more against the T-28, who I think gets another one through me. Oh, and another one and kills my driver, and finish him off. There were a lot of tanks shooting at me then. I did my best to angle against some of them, but you can't angle against all of them at the same time, unfortunately. And I've got T-50 joining that Stuart up there. Plant one into him on the move. Plant a second one. The Matilda's one of those tanks, like most of the slow vehicles in the game, that are quite good at firing on the move. Finish off that cheeky Stuart. Finish off the T-50. So we're going to slowly, because there's no other way in the Matilda, work our way up this hill. And we're going to try and figure out where the enemy team are going to be. Well, there's an M2 medium. So RT, well, he's going to be near the base. There's a light tank unaccounted for and another medium, and at this point I've got a feeling that one of them at least is going to be making a run for our cap circle. But there's not much you can do about it in the Matilda, I'm afraid. Like I say, you're not going anywhere quick. There's artillery. They finished off that M2 medium. I'm not surprised. Our team, yeah, seem to have stomped a little bit on the enemy team. 13-6. Oh, here's one of the mediums. Put one into him. Put another one into him. Put a good hit into me though. In fact, some of these low tier French tanks that have come into the game do seem very good at counteracting the Matilda. There's not many things that can penetrate these at their own tier, but they can. And yep, one of them is going for our base, and it's a light tank. And I'm not going to get anywhere near it before we cap out, but any chance to go a little bit faster in the Matilda is worth it, so I'm going downhill. I might as well try. And I think that's pretty much it basically, so I'm going to fast forward it to the end. And we won by capping, unsurprisingly, seeing as that's what we were about to do when we fast forwarded it. So high caliber first class mastery, and my second brothers in arms. Steel wall as well, which is alright. Bang on 1,000 damage, and I got a few, well, a couple of ops done, which have obviously increased the experience that I earned. 815 blocked, which in a tier 4 match is quite a lot of hits coming in. It's not too bad, and the reason I'm going through those is because we were just discussing what we'd actually earned in the post-battle results there. So we came the top 2, which is nice. I received 30 hits, 25 were non-penetration. That's just how tough the Matilda is. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen tonight, and if you have, don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, take care out there, and I will catch you next time. See you later.